Hello everyone and welcome back to my Beyond the Gates 24 official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chelsea has been scarified of telling Danny that she wants to quit modeling. Now that she's eventually dropped the lemon, we understand what took her so long. The indignant expression on Danny's face then says it all. Why is this the first I'm hearing about this? Danny asks her son, visibly hurt that she's been kept in the dark about all of this. Chelsea tells Danny the verity, that she was hysterical. Her mama would fall piecemeal after everything she'd been through, but it's not the move Chelsea thinks it is. Danny sheds a many gashes, but she eventually sees how serious Chelsea is about getting a developer, so she tears the fashion show contract right down the middle. I would be the world's biggest fraud if I tried to stop you from chasing a dream that's calling your name, Danny says. Since no bone. We'll serve her at the country club. Hayley grabs a bite at Orphe Jeans, where she runs into Jacob. She congratulates him on his creation, also gets straight to the point. How can we get Naomi and Bill back on speaking terms? Little do they know, Naomi and Bill are formally back on speaking terms. In fact, she's speaking to him at his office right now. Indeed, if it's about her suing his establishment for sexual importunity. Still, you succeeded, Bill tells her incredibly condescendingly, if getting my attention was the thing. And the further Bill tries to minimize her guests' complaints, the further re-energized Naomi becomes, especially when Bill accuses her of targeting him in court simply to get back at him for cheating on Danny. But that's not where this drama ends. After learning about the action, Hayley takes matters into her own hands. Defying Naomi at the bar. What the hell do you suppose you're doing? Naturally, the Bill/Naomi drama comes up during a lunch date between Tomas and Kat, the ultimate of whom is virtually giddy at the idea of her uncle and kinsman facing off in court. The discussion, as it always does, turns to coitus. Though he doesn't exactly press her, Tomas tells Kat that she doesn't know what she's missing in the bedroom department, also asks if she fantasizes about him. Kat shuts the discussion down before she gets too hot, but she's surely bothered. Will Tomas change her mind about saving herself for marriage? Over at the Richardsons' residence, we pick back over with Martin and Smitty mid-argument. Smitty is understandably frenetic that Martin withheld his presidential borns, to which Martin responds by reminding Smitty that he didn't say anything about wanting to return to journalism, as if that's indeed ever the same thing as wanting to run the country. Ever the investigative journalist, Smitty pushes his hubby one step further, asking why Vernon and Anita sounded so dead set against Martin running. Being the politician that he is, Martin sidesteps the question. Also comes a question Martin can't sidestep while dining at Orphe Jeans. The couple is approached by the journalist who Martin spoke with at the marriage, and Smitty is surprised to hear that Martin turned down a job on his behalf. In the Wednesday, March occasion of Beyond the Gates, Bill and Danny faced their daughters and their independent opinions. While they really had issues with what Naomi and Chelsea blazoned, the parents were both proud. Naomi was in Bill's office when he got served, and now he knows that his son is coming for his law establishment. Proving the hostile work terrain and sexual importunity is no joke, but it was clear Bill is formally taking his son seriously. He incontinently tried to gaslight her and make her question whether her action had merit. Father and son have formally started making their cases to each other. Naomi stood strong indeed as Bill called her squeeze. And tried to explain down the lower position women and their so-called unwarranted complaints. He also claimed that they were let go for poor performance. Bill will cover for Mike indeed, though he has been hella irked with him and can't be surprised about Mike's jest. After Naomi left, Bill sat down at his office, and rather of a fearful or angry expression on his face, he looked proud of his son. Latterly, he enough much told Hayley as much. This father-son showdown is going to be so important fun to see play out. Meanwhile, Bill's partner, Danny, dealt with her own tough discussion when Chelsea eventually told her mama that she wanted to quit modeling. Rather, she and her kinsman Kat were going to start their own business, and Chelsea would be the developer while Kat would attack the business side of effects. While we awaited for Danny to have another meltdown, that didn't be. She handled it maturely and knew that was all she could do unless she wanted to come off hypocritical. After all, when she broke out on her own and entered the modeling world despite Anita's enterprises. Danny couldn't believe Chelsea hadn't come to her about this ahead. She understood that Chelsea was trying to cover her, but she also knew that she had to let Chelsea be Chelsea and let her go. She was hurt that Chelsea didn't open up to her, but on the other hand, she was proud of her son. It wasn't until latterly, at home on her own, that she really felt the pain of the situation. She kept allowing about when she was 17 and that, for 2 times, she was at the top of the modeling game. While she drank, you could see her regrets that she gave up her entire life in favor of pouring her heart and soul into Bill Hamilton. What did you suppose of Bill and Danny's responses? Did you suppose they were truly proud of Naomi and Chelsea? Let us know in the commentary. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that a new face is set to pop up in the land of Fairmont Crest. While the new cleaner has only been on the airwaves for about a month, the day drama is formally dealing with its first recast advertisement. Actor Maurice Johnson is out as Ted Richardson, and Keith D. Robinson will soon step into the character's shoes. Recast news always comes with mixed passions from suckers. Still, considering that the show hasn't been on the air that long, the counter-reaction from observers has been intriguing. The news hit late last week that Robinson would be replacing Johnson, and suckers on social media have let it be known that Maurice will be missed. Beyond the Gates observers have been posting and reposting well wishes on the social media platform X, and Johnson has been retweeting these posts. In fact, his ex-runner is filled with suckers offering support and showing their love for the OG Ted Richardson. In an X post, Johnson wrote, "Sorry, Beyond the Gates suckers. You'll have 30 further occurrences to see if Dr. Ted ever goes shirtless." Maurice added, "Thanks for the love and blowing the internet up over the weekend about your boy." Has Maurice Johnson mugged his last scenes? Johnson also posted commodity on X on Tuesday, March 25. He tweets, "From top to bottom of the call distance, it's been a pleasure making history and magic with this cast." Johnson noted, "Numerous have come family, and that's what I enjoy the most about each television or movie that I do. Ted #Team BTG #Beyond the Gates #cast #top 20. The post had a print of BTG's cast call distance, in which he landed on the spot. Does this mean Johnson has mugged his last scenes on Beyond the Gates? Should suckers anticipate to see Robinson in Fairmont Crest eventually in late April or early May? Only time will tell. Will you miss Maurice Johnson as Ted Richardson? Comment below. Not sure why Javi would indeed ask Leo to move in with him at Rafe's in the first place. It's not his place. He should have asked his relatives before he mentioned commodity to Leo. Gabby especially despises the guy. However, moving out of the Salem Inn was smart, if Leo demanded to save Plutocrat. But they should have moved in together nearly differently. Can't get enough of Tracy and Martin. Their sparring is great and that they both give as well as they get. Hopefully, this will lead to a real connection between the two. That is, whenever Martin returns from dealing with one of Isaac's wives in California. That point goes to Tracy.